What is up, guys? I'm finally back from the Salt Flats. It's like 3:50 in the morning if it wants to focus, but that was fun. I wanted to film like a cool little intro for you guys before getting into the meat of the discussion, right? So how did I make my first $100 drop shipping on Shopify? Deep into some of my videos, you guys will know that I was broke, guys. Okay, so I didn't have the bandwidth, like money wise, to buy a bunch of shout outs or even to like invest like even $500 into Facebook ads. Like I didn't have that money. I was literally on summer break from college and I was like, yo, I don't want to stay in college and I needed an excuse to drop. Like my parents wouldn't let me drop out just because I wanted to drop out, and I knew that as well. So I had to make something happen, right? So I had to make money. And basically what I did, guys, is so Instagram influencers were a really lucrative thing at the time, right? So this was back in 2016, and most people, one, like they didn't realize the power of an Instagram influencer, and two, most people weren't even using them, and three, Facebook, well, Facebook sponsored posts were like not even around back then, but Instagram's algorithm was chronological, so influencer house like worked really well in terms of like, you know, if someone actually posted, you wouldn't see, like nowadays you see an Instagram post based off of Facebook's algorithm determining what they think you'll be most interested in, right? Back then, because it's chronological, just whatever's most recent you see first, right? So if you refresh your Instagram, whatever's posted then you'll see, as you scroll down it gets further and further. And that was like the algorithm, right? And it was fairly easy to do. Like you just find a good influencer, you find a solid influencer with a lot of followers, you can use them and use their sort of audience, right? Because I didn't have an audience, I didn't have a brand, so again I was just leveraging their audience, buying shoutouts and whatnot. But I didn't have money to buy shoutouts in this case, in this like starting phase, right, of dropshipping. So what I did was I sent out an email to over, I think it was over 50, but I want to say over 60. I'm just saying over 50. So I sent an email out to over 50 influencers, like literally telling them like, hey, I don't have money right now to invest like in shoutouts up front, but I'm willing to give you a percent. Okay, guys, this is where I went wrong too. So again, I want you to learn from my mistakes. But I said I'd give them a percent of revenue I generated in my store because I was that desperate for sales. I was just that hungry to just like get some money through the door. And so again, I sent out an email to over 50 influencers and I said, hey, I'll give you a percent of revenue, because I wanted to make this deal sound really lucrative to them. So I even stressed it like percent of revenue, not profit, but revenue of all the sales that my store generates, okay? If you're willing to actually do shoutouts up front, so I don't have to spend money on shoutouts, right? And then from there, it's sort of like a win-win where, you know, they're getting money based off the entire store's revenue generation, and I don't have to spend any marketing, you know, budget up front. I'm just basically managing the store, having them do it, and then I can use the profits and actually buy shoutouts and invest shoutouts elsewhere, okay? That was actually one of the reasons why I actually shut down my store eventually and got rid of it and gave it to someone else, is because that, you know, I had this contract with this influencer where I had to give a percent of revenue, and I didn't want to do that anymore. But I knew that like again with dropshipping, it's a very rinse and repeat cycle. I knew that I could launch another store, sell similar products, which create a brand, do custom content, do all that kind of stuff, and make just as much money as like, because now I had the funds to invest in marketing, okay? But again, so I sent out 50 emails, okay? No one even responded. I got one response from someone. Well, no one responded, or they responded with a no. But I got one response from someone that said that they were willing and they like they were interested and they wanted to know more, okay? So I was like, oh my gosh, this is my chance. Your boy's gotta make it happen. So we went back and forth. This influencer was based in Russia. He had a bunch of fashion pages though. He had, I think, 4 or 5 pages totaling around, let's say 4 to 6 million followers. And after, you know, talking back and forth and whatnot, he finally agreed to it, and I was giving him it was either 15 or 20% of all the revenue my store generated, okay guys? Which is a lot, okay? So if you're dropshipping, that eats into your margins. But that was a learning experience for me because I had to make better margins. A lot of people dropshipping now, like you might be one of them, your margins might not be that good. And for me, starting off, like I had to have good margins to even make this work, okay? So all my margins were anywhere between 40 and 60, 40 and 70% on my products, okay guys? Now this is also where, because I was branding and using custom content, I could leverage that and actually charge more and raise my prices, okay? So that's again, just another tip for you guys. in terms of just like pricing and margins and whatnot. But again, he agreed to that, okay? So we signed a contract, and that's really, like, that's how I eventually made my first $100 in sales, because the first night we launched the store, guys, I woke up, because again, he was in Russia, so he was posting in his time zone, but I woke up to over $2,000 in orders, guys. Like, I swear I pissed the bed. Like, I woke up and I was like, oh my god, like, this is crazy. Ran downstairs, called my mom, she was at work, and was like, I'm over the school. Like, she didn't let me drop out away, but like, that's how excited I was, okay? But that's what led to me making my first $100 day, is, you know, reaching out to the influencer, realizing realizing myself, like, okay, I was broke, I can't afford marketing, I can't afford shout outs, I suck at Facebook ads. Like, at the time, guys, I didn't know too much about Facebook ads, okay? So I didn't want to just dump a lot of money into that, and I wasn't, like, when I first started, I wasn't plugged into these communities, I wasn't, you know, watching a bunch of YouTube videos. There weren't even that many YouTube videos on it at that time. So for me, it was very much of like a learn, you know, mess up, fuck up, and then kind of like restart kind of deal. But that's what made me get my first $100 in sales, guys, and, you know, ultimately, like, I guess that's technically how I got my first $2,000 in sales, just because, like, that first day, right, was the day we actually launched the contract, or not launched it, but launched the store after signing the contract. And then, you know, about 2 or 3 weeks later, I had all the custom content up, I had the website ready to go, everything was ready to go, and then we launched, right? I didn't want to rush the launch of my website, I didn't want to rush the launch of my brand, all that kind of stuff, guys. I grew the Instagram organically to 30,000 followers within a month. Again, that's when the algorithm was a bit different. But yeah, guys, that's just a quick video, just like how I actually did that. And again, the contract, so I want to do this like for you guys as well, because I really do just want to help you guys get started. And again, I wouldn't advocate to go this method now, just because there are a lot of influencers. Like, if you're a beginner, right, this is the only reason I say this, because if you're a beginner, you probably don't know the best ways to kind of vet an influencer, right, and make sure that they're legit. So, like, I wouldn't tell a beginner to, like, hey, here's a contract, go find a bunch of influencers, sign it, and give them a percent of your store for sales and whatnot, just because then you're losing, you know, equity in your own project. But again, I'll have the contract that I used, okay, a little bit edited, right, so it's more fresh and up to date, but I'll have that link down below for free, completely free for you guys, just to help you guys out. But again, guys, I want you to be, like, to make sure you know how to vet Instagram influencers. I don't want you just taking this contract, downloading it, and then emailing a bunch of influencers just like that you randomly find, and, like, don't know if they have fake followers, fake engagement, anything like that. Like, this is for your own good, guys, but I do want that linked down below just to help you guys out, and you know, at least give you guys, you know, a chance to start the way that I did, and get you guys off your feet and hitting the ground running. Okay, guys, so I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure to leave a like, drop a comment. I respond to everybody's comments, and don't forget to subscribe, guys. I will see you guys in the next video. The salt flats were crazy. We should be in Arizona by the time you're watching this this video, and I'll see you guys later. Course links and everything else is linked down below. Same with presets for content and a bunch of other fun stuff like the free Facebook group and everything. So I'll see you guys there. See you tomorrow. Later.
You